What's going on, everybody? I'm John Epping Sports, and today we're going to talk about 5 players that I think could break out in 2022. When I say breakout, I mean take the leap to a legitimate star or a superstar. And with new coaches on both sides of the ball, a player could emerge from a fresh start. A few of these guys on the team are already budding stars at the moment that I think will take the leap this upcoming season. My first player I chose was Xavier McKinney. Xavier started last season as rough as humanly possible. I'd even started to question if he was maybe a bust. And it wasn't only me, plenty of others as well. He looked small on the field, like he had lost weight. He was missing tackles, was out of place on plays. But Xavier McKinney made all his doubters look like total assholes the second half of the season. McKinney not only made the transition from box safety to deep quarter of the field safety, he showed he was capable of taking over a game and making game-winning plays. I've heard people say McKinney is already a top 10 safety in NFL. I'm not ready to say that quite yet. I gotta see it twice. We saw Stevie Brown here, 8-9 years ago, get 7 picks, and then he just disappeared the next season. So I'm not saying that will happen with Xavier. I don't think it will. I expect Xavier to pick up where he left off last season and solidify himself as a superstar safety and a perennial Pro Bowler. He got snubbed this past season. 5 interceptions, 93 tackles should have definitely earned him a trip to the Pro Bowl. My next player that I think can have a breakout season is Kadarius Toney. Now, there's some trade rumors going on, people trying to start shit with him, but I'm not buying any of it. On top of the media and some fans trying to create a new Odell and injuries, he just had a rough go at it. Even with the Giants coaches incapable of scheming anything for Kadarius, he still made an impact on the team. Not only did Kadarius struggle to stay healthy, but the whole damn team couldn't stay on the field, which resulted in underwhelming numbers. But Kadarius did flash his playmaking ability when he touched the ball and showcased 2 back-to-back games where he played great. At New Orleans and Dallas, he put up eye-popping numbers. The Dallas game, he had 10 receptions for 189 yards. That was the most receiving yards by a New York Giants rookie in the team's history. I think the hire of Brian Daboll as head coach and Mike Kafka as offensive coordinator will unlock Kadarius Toney this upcoming season. I want to see him getting snaps in the backfield and the running back position. I want to see designed screens for him. I think he's set to go off, and Kafka has experience with similar wide receiver Tyreek Hill in Kansas City. Kadarius Toney played on 46% of the Giants' offensive snaps and put up 39 receptions for 420 yards. On the worst offense in the NFL. What can you do in a real offense playing the whole season? You guys know what I think. He's set to break out. The next player I think will break out is Azeez Ojulari. Ojulari also broke records for the most sacks from a rookie in New York Giants history. He had 1 sack in each of his first 3 games and showed he can take over a game when he dominated the Carolina Panthers in Week 7. Ojulari had 2.5 sacks, and it could have easily been 4 or 5. Azeez finished the season with 8 sacks and 13 quarterback hits. Not bad when you factor in pass rushers are players that you normally see emerge as pass rushing threats their second or third season. That's what I expect from Ojulari. As the season progressed, Ojulari got more and more playing time and has solidified his future as the edge rusher the Giants have really needed since the departure of JPP. I expect double-digit sacks next season, and for Ojulari to put himself on the map around the NFL. His raw speed and power is terrifying. In a Wink Martindale system, there will be a bunch of smoke and mirrors. I expect Wink to scheme tons of overloads on Ojulari's side of the field. I think big things are in this young man's future. The last player that I could see breaking out is Aaron Robinson. And Robinson was another player that just battled injuries all off-season. And I think he got a little dinged up towards the end of the year too. But when he hit the field, he performed. He basically locked down the slot wide receivers he faced and showed composure way past his years. He really shined in that Eagles game that the Giants won. He just looks like he belongs in the NFL. He even lined up on the outside and held his own, which surprised me. That wasn't supposed to be the case with Robinson. I heard over and over how he would get torched on the outside and how he wasn't fast enough. Not only did Aaron Robinson play well at all the cornerback spots, but he could play safety if needed to be also. He is a thumper, and he wants to come up and hit people at the line. I think he's a complete scheme fit for Wink Martindale's defense in every kind of way. Wink wants them corners who will come up the line and play press man, and who can make tackles in the open field. Robinson should do great in that role. Now, we just need him to stay healthy, and we're good to go. It's been a long time since the Giants had a quality slot corner, for sure. So that's my 4 players that I think will break out. I did have some others I had in mind, like Shane Lemieux. I'm a big believer And it was a very small sample size, but he did look great in that first game last season. I expect Shane to start week 1 and surprise people, a lot of Giants fans. He plays hard and nasty, and I think the injuries that hurt the Giants most last season was Nick Gates and Shane Lemieux. You saw when they weren't on the field, the Giants could not run a lick, unlike in 2020 when these guys actually got nice openings for the Giants running backs. Another player I thought about is Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. With it being so early in the offseason, I don't know yet who the Giants will bring in to solidify the offensive line. And unfortunately, Jones and Barkley just play a dependent position. I'm hoping Dable's new scheme can make Jones look more like Pat Shurmur's Daniel Jones, not Jason Garrett's Daniel Jones. A couple more honorable mentions. I thought about Dexter Lawrence as well. He had a rough start last year, really ended on a strong note. I believe he had just as many pressures as Leonard Williams, so that really showed how he slid under the radar. I think maybe it's possibly seen another lead from him, but I'm not going to predict with a new scheme coming in. And my last honorable mention is for Julian Love, who is a solid safety who I think fits Wink's scheme beautifully. Wink loves them versatile players, and I think Julian Love is good at a bunch of different things, but basically a master of none. I could see him being a key piece if the Giants don't sign or draft another safety. So that's my video. You guys let me know what you think. Do you think I'm on the right page here or not? Is there another player that I missed that you guys think could break out? Or do you just think I'm a fool for one of these guys? I know a lot of people give me hell about Shane Lemieux, but I'm not backing down from this. If Shane Lemieux comes out and he's a hell of a player, I want to get my flowers. I want to get Shane the respect he deserves because he does play hard. And you heard it here. Shane Lemieux is going to kick ass next year. So that's it for me. Like the video. These are very time consuming, especially my draft stuff, and it's a real big motivator to see my videos getting likes. Subscribe if you're new. I got all kinds of Giants content planned out for the next few months. Obviously, the regular season, there's always stuff to talk about. So like, subscribe, and peace.